TIFU by being very proud I wasn't addicted to smoking. I grew up in Eastern Europe where smoking was very much cool. So as teenagers, we would buy a pack of smokes and go for it. All my friends eventually turned into pretty regular smokers. Except me. I could take it or leave it. This was when I was 16. Fast forward. I am 23. And smoking socially in my heavy smoker friend group. One of my friends starts saying how she wants to quit and is finding it very difficult. I retire by saying I am literally not addicted to smoking even though I've been smoking since I was 16. I can go days without it with not so much as a withdrawal symptom. I brag about it for a solid 10 minutes. How I just have a non-addictive personality, and that probably. Addiction is very psychological for her. Maybe she should try nicotine patches or working with a therapist to overcome this issue. I finish my snobby speech. Dramatically light a cigarette and take a drag. My friend just stares at me for a minute and says, "You do know you need to inhale when you take a drag, right?" Quote. Everyone laughs for a solid 5 minutes. I don't understand why. And it suddenly hits me. I haven't been inhaling for 8 years. I was smoking without actually inhaling the smoke. No shit, I wasn't addicted. 'Cause I was just putting smoke in my mouth and puffing it out. I wasted hundreds of dollars on cigarettes. I hid from my parents. I snuck around for nothing. I never even smoked. Half win for not being a smoker. Big F up for being a smart ass. People make fun of me to this day. I mean, this OBV happened today. TLDR. I went on a righteous spiel about how even though I smoke I am not addicted to smoking. Turns out I never actually inhaled any smoke in the 8 years that I was a smoker. Baby edit. As is. Usual on this sub. This didn't exactly, per se, happen today. Mods don't ban me Eily. I just remembered this story and wanted to share. For all of you concerned. Both I and the friend in question quit smoking a while back. Me shortly after this incident. Her a few months later. And yes, even though I was a dick, she's still my friend. Love you. Page. Baby edit 2. Today I learned that even if you don't inhale, you get the nicotine hit through the mouth. That puts so much into perspective. Makes so much more sense why I continued to smoke how I did for as long as I did. Never too old to learn. Congrats. For not having a bitch of an addiction to kick. You should still quit. Not inhaling doesn't prevent you from getting mouth and throat cancer. Consider yourself lucky that you didn't have to go through years of addiction and failed attempts at quitting, all of which are soul-crushing. After smoking for 45 years and trying to quit many times, I can finally, and proudly, say that I did it. I have been nicotine-free for almost 10 years.
What the hell?
Former U.S. President Bill Clinton, when confronted about his previous marijuana use, said, "I smoked, but I did not inhale." Congratulations. You followed the example of a U.S. president. Similar story to my friend hitting my THC vape pen, and after 3 to 4 hits he says he doesn't feel it. And says he might be immune to it. But after he said that, I watched him take a drag and he didn't inhale. After I told him that, the next hit had him coughing, and 10 minutes later he was higher than a kite. Plus your mouth still absorbs the nicotine. That's how you smoke cigars. Actually, if you were going to get addicted you likely would have already. Even not fully inhaling it. Error. Failed successfully. Puffing is still smoking. The amount of nicotine your mouth is able to pick up by itself is just way Lower than what your lungs could do. Maybe you should try cigars for better taste though. I mean, if you don't want to quit entirely now. So how do you breathe in the smoke into your mouth without fully inhaling it? Asking as someone who's never remotely been interested in smoking and would assume at least some of the smoke and shit is going into your lungs even if you hold the rest. Turns out the tobacco companies don't have you by the nutsack. Sounds like a win to me. This is the best TIFU I think I've ever read. I think the funniest part is that your friends saw you not inhaling for how long and didn't ever mention it until then? LMAO. Clap for you op. Let's be real. If some money lost as well as people struggling to quit versus some embarrassment, I'll take the embarrassment any day. Know that this lucky fuck up means that you don't have to waste 3 to 5x the money in the future. From cigarettes cost, hospital cost and withdrawals cost. Now the next step is not to fuck up getting someone pregnant. Not to get blackmail online and not to get in trouble with the law. Enjoy the mouth cancer instead of the lung cancer, I guess? That is not a fuck up. You just discovered you saved yourself from an awful addiction. The real foo is being such a condescending piece of shit to your friend when they were vulnerable. Go. Apologize. And then go laugh with them at your own silliness. And never smoke again. You have a choice now. My friend had smoked weed for like 5 years. He was in college for most of it. And we had never smoked together. He had always bragged of high tolerance for weed. And said he barely gets high most of the time, even ripping his own bowl. Then one day we finally got together to smoke. I noticed that he wasn't really inhaling. Just pulling it into his mouth and exhaling. I told him to do the double inhale. Where you suck it all in. Wait a couple seconds. Then inhale again hard. Hold that and exhale. His eyes went a wide and he started hacking up a lung. I told him to do it again the next time. He was absolutely gone after 3 hits. Kept telling me he had never been so high. Wondering if it was laced. Asking if he's be normal again. Some Taco Bell calmed him down really quickly. And he was sleeping during a movie not long after that. Turns out it's difficult to get high when you never actually inhale. Sounds like you cigaried your cigarettes. Congrats on finding the smoke break loophole. Managers and non-smokers hate this trick. So why did you smoke at all?
Lamau.
Maybe that was preventing the addiction. But there's also a chance you really don't have an addictive personality. I never smoked habitually, but still pretty regularly for 5 to 7 years and never had a problem myself. Yes, I was inhaling. Stopped completely about a year ago because I just stopped feeling like it. But like you, most of my friends are still struggling.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.